Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of my weekly Senate predictions. This week in the polls has been a rather interesting week. As it seems we usually do, we have four races that are changing from the last video. We'll take a look at all of these results and we'll go from there. So, in any event, let's get this started. So, I'm going to start with the likely Democratic states as of right now: Minnesota Special, and the Rust Belt, and the state of Ohio, I believe, are all likely states as of right now. Also, I would put West Virginia with Joe Manchin in the likely column as well. All of these are looking pretty good for Democrats right now. And for now, I'm going to skip over likely Republican to take a look at the leaning Democratic seats. Montana, Jon Tester has been keeping a pretty consistent lead up there. The race is starting to tighten a little bit, but right now the Montana seat isn't exactly the most contested one by far. Florida, Bill Nelson has been doing pretty well. His lead's shrinking a little bit, but it's still all right. He's leading by over 2 points right now. That makes him fairly safe right now for Florida to stay a purple state. The state of New Jersey is moving towards the incumbent Bob Menendez's favor. He's not very popular in any way, shape, or form. Um, he if he wasn't a Democrat, he wouldn't win. Not a chance. He's not exactly the most great person. I guess I'll put it that way. However, I still think that right now Bob Menendez will retain the seat for the Democrats. Now let's move on over to the likely Republican states. Mississippi Special, no real surprise there. Cindy Hyde-Smith has been keeping a pretty consistent lead. North Dakota, Kevin Cramer is up percent now. 14%. North Dakota was supposed to be one of the closest races. Now it's 14%. This is not looking good for Heidi Heitkamp whatsoever. In Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn is keeping her fairly large lead over Phil Bredesen. Things could eventually pan out differently. However, right now, the way things are in a deep red state, I think that likely Republican is not out of the question. In another state, Texas, Beto O'Rourke, he's doing not as well as he was. He was pulling it very neck and neck with Ted Cruz, and now he's starting to fade. Parts of his policy that maybe they don't like as much. So I don't think Beto is going to end up pulling it off. Although I will give him credit for making the Texas race interesting for a while, because I thought it was going to be a nice, easy walk for Ted Cruz, and that already gives the Republicans the majority at 50 because Mike Pence is still the VP. But we're not done yet. Let's go to the leaning Republican states. Both of these are moving from tilt. One is moving from tilting Republican, and that is the state of Nevada. Dean Heller's lead is surprisingly growing. I'm not really sure how his lead started growing. However, it is. Things aren't looking as good as they were for Jackie Rosen. About a month or two ago, if you would have asked me, I would have said Jackie Rosen is definitely winning the seat. Now it's a lot less certain that Jackie Rosen can still pull it out. Uh, Obama was there recently, pulling for. We'll see what kind of effect that has. Hillary Clinton did win the state in 2016. However, that may or may not have that much of an effect. And from tilting Democratic, the state of Missouri, according to the polls right now, Josh Hawley is now up by an average of 2% in the polls, which is more than Dean Heller is. I would like to point out that all the states that are leaning, I cannot call either way. However, as things look right now, Missouri could flip away from Claire McCaskill, which is another state that even up to the last prediction I had tilting Democratic. Last week it showed signs that, maybe things weren't going to be as good for as Claire McCaskill thought they would be. But now it's looking even worse for her. So we'll see how it pans out over the closing stretch. But as of right now, I think that Josh Hawley could pick up Missouri to be fully red. And we still have two tilting states left to colorize. The state of Arizona, no change from the last video. Martha McSally is up by 0.7%. Do I think she will win? I'm not really sure. It's really close. I'll give the pollsters the benefit of the doubt. However, like I said, all leaning and tilt are not decisive. They're our best guess at this time. As we get closer, I believe it'll get more and more accurate to what will actually happen. But as of right now, this is the best we got. And the state of Indiana, Joe Donnelly is tilting to retain his seat. Mike Braun is actually up in the polls. However, I think the incumbency advantage could help Joe Donnelly retain his seat. Indiana wasn't really supposed to be in play. And I honestly think that if he voted yes for Brett Kavanaugh, he would be just like Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, all in the likely column. As things were going well in Indiana, he voted no on Kavanaugh, which maybe in hindsight he might not like the fact that he did that. I'm not really sure. But regardless, things are starting to look bad for Joe Donnelly. So the final map is 53 Republicans and 47 Democrats. A net gain of 2 for the Republicans. This is how this map would shake out. North Dakota would be fully red, and Missouri would be fully red. So thanks for watching this video. Comment down below and tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon.